Apple's much anticipated smart speaker will be available in stores tomorrow. The HomePod is priced at $349. This high-end speaker is designed to work with an Apple Music subscription and iTunes. Apple's digital assistant, that Siri, is also available on the HomePod. A recent report suggests by the end of this year, consumers will use more than 5 billion devices featuring digital assistants. Nearly 3 billion more will be added by 2021. Dan Ackerman from our partners at CNET is here to discuss. Hey, Dan Ackerman.
Hey.
Do you have one of these in your house?
I do not have one of these yet. I have a couple of Echoes and a few other devices, so I have a lot of smart assistants.
That's what I mean. You have a digital assistant in your home.
Right, and they have that big number. It's like it's built into every phone now, so anyone who has a phone basically has a smart assistant.
So $349 seems like a big price to pay for this. Is it worth it?
You know, especially when you consider the device that a lot of people have, the Amazon Echo or the Echo Dot, that's like $99 or $50. Yeah. So everyone who's tried this out, and we tested one at our smart home testing facility down in Kentucky, and our audio experts said it sounded fantastic. Just really a great, amazing sounding speaker, as you would expect a $350 single speaker to be. It better sound great, and it does, but it's at that far end of the spectrum compared to the smart home devices that people have been buying for the last year or two.
Is there a competitive advantage on the smartphone part? I mean, is the Siri say something special or new, or tell you you look wonderful? Or
it's got the same basic Siri built in that you have built into your phone, so if you like that phone experience, it's very similar. Some people prefer Alexa, which is the Amazon assistant. Some people prefer the Google Assistant, which is built into Android phones, and the Google Home, which is Google's version of that smart speaker device.
A New York Times review called Siri on the HomePod embarrassingly inadequate, adding Siri is sorely lacking in capabilities compared with Amazon's Alexa and Google's Assistant. Think that'll affect sales?
Yeah, and that's really the issue with these smart speakers.
It doesn't sound like a good endorsement.
Yeah. Don't you understand me? That's right. I'm telling you to find this.
And we've been making fun of Siri for years, and it's gotten better, but it's not quite at the same level as Alexa or the Google Assistant in kind of a lot of this conversational back and forth stuff you want to do. And these companies take these products, they put them on a spectrum, I think. There's the smart end of the smart speaker on one side, and there's the speaker end on the other. And Amazon and Google have said, oh, let's make it smart. That's the main thing. And Apple is saying, let's make it a speaker first and the smart stuff second.
What do people want? Do they want the speaker or do they want the information?
I think a lot of people, the early adopters, wanted the smart stuff because that was new and different. You could always get a good sounding speaker at home. But for Apple customers, they're very locked into that ecosystem. They have an iPhone. Maybe they have an Apple Music subscription, which is $10 a month instead of Spotify. This is a device that's really built for people who already have that or want to have that all Apple experience.
I have that UE Boom and the other stuff that Apple sells, and I really like those. Yeah.
That's great, but if you have Spotify or you like to use another music service, this device doesn't work natively with that. You can beam to it from your phone using AirPlay, but it's not the same as using the voice commands, which I think everybody loves about these. You go play this artist, play this song, play this genre.
See, that kind of works for me because I use my Apple Music a lot. It would work for me.
What's the next frontier? What's the next frontier on the assistant part? Like, what are we all going to get soon that's going to make our lives really amazing?
I think we're getting to the point now, especially on the Amazon and the Google side, where we have multi-user versions where everyone in the house, through voice recognition, it knows who you are. And this is something the HomePod actually doesn't do yet, but the other ones do, and I'm sure it'll come everywhere eventually, where it can tell who's talking to it and give you personalized feedback and information, your calendar, your music tastes, what you're interested in, just by listening to your voice.
All right, Dan. Wow. Thanks.
Thank you.